Welcome to another episode of the InfoHazard Podcast Show. I'm Dave. That's Phil. InfoHazard.
Hey. Oh, yeah.
The news sucks, but we blow.
SNAP benefits must continue despite the shutdown, rules a judge, a federal judge.
I thought two
Susan
judges
Trump.
ruled that.
Yes, that is true. One of them is from Rhode Island. I mean, where's the other one from? I don't know. I didn't write that down.
I know that 25 states and Washington, D.C. sued the government to keep funding it because basically they said, you can keep it going, but we're not going to reimburse you.
Yeah, but didn't they have money set aside for this exact scenario?
Yes.
I think maybe it's just they felt like it was politically useful to let people starve to try to end the shutdown.
I mean, it's a little bit hard to understand the politics of this one. That's just how sick of a place America is in. I'd like to think that it was a stupid political move. I mean, I wonder if anyone actually bought that shit that they're peddling. They're like, oh, it's the Democrats are forcing us to do it. They're leaving us no option.
Trump's approval is basically flat. Congress's approval can't go lower. I don't know. There's kind of no political winners or losers anymore.
Yeah, right. Everyone, it's pure hate all around. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, the politics of it aside, seems like a pretty... it's rivals the big, beautiful bill in terms of its just loathsome purpose and, just kind of shameful behavior from the Republicans. Of course, the big, beautiful bill already included cuts to SNAP that they didn't include a complete cut to SNAP. They sort of wish they could do that. And I think they're just kind of taking this as an opportunity.
Yeah.
Hey, it's our chance.
Is it just evolution or intention, but they have stumbled into a political coalition that they feel like they do better whenever they're doing the most cruel and terrible thing.
I heard a commentator basically say that this is Trump's the MAGA core, right? Is basically, some fairly large percentage of the population beats their kids, right? They basically people who think it's a great idea for poor people to starve, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really, we both know some Trump supporters that I don't think that's not their values. I think that, but this is the theory that this is sort of the core, the people who are just these guys are great. That's kind of what they're about.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The core value is we like it when people are hurt.
Usually try not to think so ill of people, but yeah, I've kind of seen it a little bit myself going about my life the last couple of weeks. It was an incident. I'm not going to elaborate too much, but it just made me think wow, there's some people, if you see someone drop their wallet, you go chase them down and give them their wallet back. There's other people that pull out the cash and toss it down the sewer.
This is what we get for canceling those hidden camera TV shows. If people were worried that there were hidden cameras when they found the wallets, then they would never do something like that. They'd get caught.
I'm not going to say that surveillance is the answer.
Yeah, there's that, I suppose. No, but fun. You could be on TV.
Right, that's right. Yeah, right, exactly. These days, it's the opposite, right? It's you want... notoriety is the sure path to fame and riches, right? All we need is a proof of a felony and a sex tape, and then you're just Secretary of the Treasury or something.
Did you see that guy who dressed up as a Nazi for Halloween and got kicked out of a bar and
No, I didn't see this.
And then got arrested for assaulting someone?
Let me guess. Kamala vote. Big Kamala vote.
I was going to say, what do you think that guy's Kickstarter is up to? 10 million? 12 million?
Oh, yeah.
People love
it.
People love pieces of shit. It's 40% of America is yummy, spoon that shit into my mouth, please.
Right, and then the probably $10 million. That's about as much as Elon will pay you to have his baby, right? So I think, he'd probably hand over $10 million to anyone who's willing to just publicly be a Nazi. Sounds like his style. Right, yeah, speaking of assholes who want poor people to starve, let's see. Yeah, on This one was, I don't know, this one got to me. His was just really sick. Did you see any of Mike Johnson going around on the news, rattling off lie after lie and distortion after distortion to say, like, yeah, I mean, we tried to do everything that we could to make sure SNAP benefits would go out, but the Democrat shutdown is going to, just like,
No, yeah, I mean, it's not in good faith. Yeah, no, I saw some of this. I mean, it's pretty rich of him to say that, they did everything they could, considering he adjourned the chamber so there couldn't be debate, and there's a Democratic congressperson who's waiting to be confirmed. So every time
sworn
that
in.
comes up, waiting to be sworn in, and it's been weeks, and they haven't sworn her in, and yeah, they're basically trying to avoid like a vote on the Epstein files. But like also, like, who cares why? There's someone who the people voted for and should be sat in Congress, and they're refusing to do so. They're just seizing power.
Well, we'll see. They're seizing vacation time. It's good to know they have such strong labor standards.
Yeah, they must have a good union.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, just seeing this guy, it's such a joke, such a farce that this guy calls himself a Christian, right? Like that's the brand. I don't know. Maybe I think too highly of Christians because it's like,
Maybe.
I don't know. Because the guy's like a complete sick liar. Like, seriously, it's so transparent, right? Like, I don't know, if you're a Christian and you vote for this crap, it's like you're voting for someone who's just shamelessly, disgustingly dishonest. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. I looked at this actual USDA plan that they removed from their website. I mean, they basically just just search for SNAP, and it's like, brief summary of how activities will continue during a lapse. SNAP will continue during a lapse, subject to the availability of funding. Congressional intent is evident that SNAP's operations should continue, since it has been provided multi-year contingency funds that can be used to ensure continued operations during a federal shutdown. So this document was removed from the USDA's website, like, a couple weeks ago, or here it was on October 1st. This is the Wayback Machine. Just kind of transparently, intentionally lying about the rules, changing the rules to act like, oh, we can't, sorry, we have to deny food to the needy.
Yeah.
Like, we really don't want to.
I'm not often quoting Chuck Schumer, but I think he had a good take on this. Trump's decision to cut off SNAP was vindictive and heartless. He's trying to manufacture a hunger crisis so he wouldn't have to fix healthcare. No president in American history has cut off SNAP during shutdown, including Trump during his first term. Just took the opportunity. I don't know.
Kind of a slam dunk.
It's just, to all the people who thought the soft soy boy libs in their circles were overreacting, and Trump wasn't so bad first time around. Well, yeah, here you go. He had time to stew and get vindictive and heartless, and he's probably not gonna leave office under his own volition. It will only get worse from here until people do something about it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of doing something about it, so today we're recording on November 2nd. There's an election on Tuesday.
Yep, November 4th.
So have you early voted yet on Prop 50?
I like that we can mail-in ballot in this state, but I just get a little nervous about that sometimes, because the mail-in ballots get counted last, and they're the perennial punching bag for Republicans, and they just, anytime they're in power, it seems like they're going to just go ahead and not count mail-in ballots. That's something they might just decide to do on any given election. So yeah, I'm gonna turn mine in person.
Nice. Me too. I don't have that same reason. I just like polling places. You get to every now and then. It's man, I haven't been at an elementary school in 30 years. This place is cool. Or where else have I gone? A library. We have a very nice library. Anyway, that's where I'm going this time. So it's a nice walk. It's maybe a half-mile walk to the library. Drop off my ballot on a Tuesday. And be sorry.
People
employer.
don't talk enough about the benefit of voting, which is it's a thing to do. It's a place to go.
Exactly. Dude, I'm like, sorry, boss. I'm doing my civic duty here.
Yeah. Take the afternoon off.
Read your email next time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I guess by the time this is posted, the decisions will have been made. There's of course Prop 50 in California. There's a couple governors races, New Jersey and Virginia.
Generally speaking, when it comes to doing something about the overreaches of the Trump administration, that's hard and or dangerous. But what you could do is just avoid it, like the president of South Korea did recently by awarding Trump a golden crown.
Wait, seriously? Golden?
Yeah.
I mean, is this like a standard Korean, like the Medal of Freedom or something? No, this is literally...
He did give Trump South Korea's highest honor, like their equivalent of the Medal of Freedom, and also a golden crown, like a huge golden crown, like the size of a fire hydrant.
Damn, hoping that it like crushes him.
No, I mean, no, because Trump is like, he's just like so easy to manipulate. Like if you give him a big golden crown and give him like a big honor, he'll think of you positively for the rest of time. Like all he needs is a bribe. Clearly, he's demonstrated it over and over and over again. So South Korea is going to be a strong American ally for the rest of the Trump administration. And like they solved it, you know? So now that's one down and 156 to go, I believe. Just every country on Earth needs to give him a golden crown, and he can cut all the shit.
Wait, I want a picture of this. I'm not seeing a picture. Your link doesn't contain a picture. South Korea.
Just post a picture of this in the episode.
Oh my goodness.
Too. Right?
Yeah.
Look at that thing.
Yeah, should I share this?
It's huge.
Yeah, I mean, it's not how I pictured it. Oh my god. Yeah, he's like blushing like a middle school girl.
Yeah, but that's it. That's all you had. That's all anyone had to do. Honestly, like we probably could have avoided his presidency if like Hillary Clinton gave him a golden crown or something. Like
yeah, or Obama. Yeah,
we could have headed this off at the pass.
Yep. Oh well. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Now we just need Europe to do that, and then NATO can remain intact, and then...
Oh, no. Every country on Earth, everyone has to bend the knee.
World peace.
I think the optics of that would be pretty bad, but the optics of South Korea doing it were pretty bad. So, for a penny in for a pound, I say. It's going to be hard to get countries like North Korea to do this, but, you know, we'll do what we need to achieve world peace.
What a dipshit.
Speaking of, we'll get back to world peace. You had a spooky update for us.
That's right.
Seems.
A couple days ago was Halloween. I don't know about you. I ate a lot of candy for me. I got sick on candy. Here, I have two pictures for you.
Okay.
Let's see if you can tell me what's... I mean, there are several differences, but...
Okay.
All right, here's number one.
I like this game. I like these games. The find the difference games. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, here's number two.
Uh-huh.
Back to number one.
Right. Okay. So
this one is older.
Yeah.
Here's the current Almond Joy.
This one doesn't say Peter Paul anymore.
That's right. That was not the thing that I was pointing out, though.
Okay.
There are actually several differences.
I mean, there's a lot. Yeah.
The whole design is different. How about the text? Let me give you a hint. Let's examine the text. So here's the older one. Here's the newer one.
Coconut and almond chocolate candy bar, king size.
This one is a milk chocolate, coconut and almonds.
Okay.
This one is coconut and almond chocolate candy bar.
They Facebooked it. Drop the milk, it's cleaner.
Nope. It has less chocolate. They can't legally call it milk chocolate anymore.
Okay, wait. Can they legally call it milk?
I'm not sure. I went to the Cargill website. There's actually a very, I always think like, oh gosh, it's like a mega corporation. All the African farmers are getting screwed by the international cocoa trade. But Cargill has a very nice website explaining like what is chocolate. Anyway, but what is milk chocolate? According to the US FDA, milk chocolate has to contain a minimum of 10% chocolate liqueur, 12% milk solids, and 3.39% milk fat. So
There's very little chocolate in this chocolate.
yeah, Almond Joy no longer meets the bar where it can be described as milk chocolate meets the bar. Okay. And by the way, Almond Joy now has high fructose corn syrup as its number one ingredient, not almonds.
Yikes.
I just pulled up a plethora. I'm going to use plethora of
An overabundance and variety
yes
of things.
Yeah, graphics for this little segment. Here's another one. This is the U.S. cocoa futures price over the last 10-ish years.
But line went up, which is
Line
good
went
if you called that, if you've been investing in cocoa futures.
Yeah.
Line's been plummeting recently.
Yeah. The good news is, the price has gone down, it's down about half from its peak in December 2024. Maybe cocoa will become affordable again. So these companies will reformulate their chocolate bars to contain chocolate again.
They peaked in December 2024?
Or
cocoa futures were riding with Biden?
Yeah. Apparently there were, pests and famine, many attributed to climate change that or that caused a steep uptick in prices.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago.
Right, yeah, because cocoa's grown in sort of equatorial areas that are receiving the brunt of a lot of climate disasters.
But I guess since Trump's back in office, climate change is fixed. Is that how I should read this?
We rolled out all the clean coal, and that cleaned up the environment.
So anyway, no, I remember there was some, the pair of African countries that do a lot of the exporting of this. There was some regulatory change or some was it that they I think it might have been that they got rid of some protection for their farmers or something. Anyway, I don't remember the specific thing that has recently driven it down, but that is pretty recent. Anyway, very very fun article in the New York Times talking about all these reformulations. Basically, candy bars across the board are getting shrinkflated. The chocolate especially is being, they're putting in other vegetable oils and sugar to act like chocolate. They're making all the layers thinner. Maybe the candy didn't make me sick because I'm getting old and can't eat assloads of candy anymore. Maybe the candy itself just stunk.
You were talking a little bit about world peace earlier. Let's put an iron rod in the spokes of that spinning wheel.
Peace through strength, Phil. Peace through strength.
Yeah. Trump restarted nuke tests. We stopped testing nukes for about 33 years.
The nuclear test ban treaty, right? That we signed
following an international agreement.
Russia has already backed out of this, right? Didn't they back out of this first?
This was in response to Russia and China both starting up nuclear tests again. America needs to also do nuclear tests to remain competitive. Okay, but we know what we know what they do. Why do we need to blow them up? Did Nevada not push out enough votes for Trump in the last election? Is that what's going on here? Because that's where we do our nuclear testing. Is he just dead set on turning the desert into glass?
All right, the basic reason why you would want to do nuclear testing is because you want to make sure that your nukes work, right? So every now and then you test one to make sure it still works. These weapons, they don't last forever, right? Well, for example, the enriched radioactive material has a half-life, and so it loses efficacy, and God knows what else is can break in these things. The detonators, the delivery systems.
Yeah, but we understand these systems really well. We've had them for a really long time. And one thing we didn't have when we were at the height of nuclear testing was accurate computer modeling. Now, after years and years of successful nuclear tests, we have a good enough understanding that we could just run the test on a computer and not irradiate large sections of the country.
we grew up in Livermore, a town with a couple pair of national labs in it, and where their big project is this laser, the National Ignition Facility. And one of the main points of that is to do explosionless nuclear testing, right? To empirically build very accurate models of these nuclear reactions. So yeah, I mean, not just computational models, they have like physical models that help inform all of that. So yeah, I mean, and this is not like a cheap hobby project. Like the US government has spent boatloads of money funding like non-blow up nuclear bomb methods of building confidence in our nuclear arsenal. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure, it's Donald Trump. I think that he's basically an idiot asshole. And so he does like, stupid threatening things just kind of because he gets off on it. I have no idea if actually blowing stuff up improves the reliability of our nuclear arsenal. I mean, I feel like we have
I don't know. Like, because Russia started doing nuke tests and like the Pentagon didn't like immediately pressure him to start doing nuke tests, right? Like I don't know. There was no urgent need for this. I feel like maybe just someone told him no, like, don't do this, right? Like that's usually how it goes.
Right. Someone who knows something tells him something smart, and so he does the opposite.
Yeah. Add that third axis to my 3-point test for like what Trump is going to do in a given day. Does it make him look superficially better? Does it give him a real estate deal in some way? Did someone tell him not to do it? These are the 3 predictors for whether or not Trump is going to do something.
The New York Times headline that I saw: new weapons testing won't include nuclear explosions, Energy Secretary says.
Well,
so
that maybe that is the National Ignition Facility.
Anyway, the other parts of a nuclear weapon to make sure they're working properly. I mean, it could just be that he's like, walking back what Trump said. I don't know. So
whatever. Unless, like, if that's true, then I'm a lot less concerned about this. Like, that's just running quality
maybe it's just
control.
Shit that Trump said, kind of. Yeah, we've halted. Apparently, so Trump's comment on this was right before he walked into a meeting with President Xi. So it's just kind of, I'm going to need a big crown, Xi. I need a big gold crown. We haven't blown any nukes up in a while. It'd be a shame if I didn't have a crown.
ICE is still in Chicago, and that's kind of like an ongoing thing.
Some judge has ordered the head of ICE to give daily updates on their warrantless arrests, because basically all signs indicate that they're abusing their power and that they're arresting people without justification. Like, okay, a warrant is ideally what a policeman has when they arrest you, but if they have probable cause, then they don't need a warrant. And so, if no one's checking, they can just say, oh yeah, we had probable cause on all these people. But this judge in Chicago was like, you're full of shit. Tell me all about it. Tell me all about your probable cause. So that was a nice ruling.
Does I add that to the list of rulings they're getting not in their favor? They got to wear body cams. They're refusing to wear body cams. They can't show up to courthouses like to arrest people. They're doing that anyways. This freaking guy.
That's the head of ICE, right? Bovino, like bovine? Or, maybe the head of the Border Patrol.
The head of Operation Midway Blitz. He was on camera, like, personally throwing tear gas into a peaceful assembly of people. ICE and Border Patrol have been, just shooting people point blank with pepper balls and gassing people. They broke up a Halloween parade, a children's parade. It's like knocking down parents and kidnapping them. Raving lunatic fascists are gonna, act exactly how you'd expect them to.
I gotta say, I'm very impressed, with the exception of the Charlie Kirk assassination. I'm very impressed at how peaceful, like the American people are being throughout this. I don't know. It just like it's heartwarming and I think it's effective. I think the the people burning Waymos and whatever, that kind of thing turns the middle against the left. But wearing silly costumes and just clearly being on the right side, just the moral high ground is so clear. So I'm sorry that to the people who have been tear gassed for no reason, but it's just it's incredible. It warms my heart. I'm starting to feel good about it.
Yeah, I'm getting on a plane. When's the first missed paycheck for TSA people? When's
In
that
the
coming?
past, I think, right? Has that already happened? I think it's already happening, right?
Yeah, I'm getting on a plane soon.
Has TSA missed a paycheck yet? Yes, around October 29th. Right? Yeah, this is the last paycheck of October.
Shit. All right. Well, it's been nice knowing you.
Oh boy.
Okay. Well, it's been a couple days since Halloween, but I'm gonna have a little, spooky news item here. About the war on terror. It never ended. Al Qaeda. Remember those guys?
Yeah, it rings a bell.
World Trade Center. Hiding in caves. Those guys. Those guys still around and actually set to take over the country of Mali, which is West African country in the Sahara, Mali, Mali. Okay. Yeah. Like it's a little odd, but Al Qaeda, like the terrorist organization, has never actually held territory like that. They're not the same as the Taliban, which
Right.
is the ones who held power in Afghanistan, or they have it again. Yeah.
And they're not the same as ISIS either.
Not the same as ISIS, but they run in similar circles. They are also, ISIS is still also around and has a presence in Mali and neighboring countries as well.
Maybe they could just fight each other. I mean, or are they friends?
I imagine they do. I think they're. I don't know what the politics between ISIS and Al Qaeda are.
I thought that there was that they did crossovers. Like
collabs.
Yeah, they do.
They feature on each other's tracks.
That sucks. Thanks, Phil. I mean, I guess I shouldn't shoot the messenger on that. It's not like you gave them the keys to Mali.
No. I thought it was odd that just cards on the table. I had no idea Al Qaeda was still around, and now I'm hearing about they're about to take Bamako, the capital of Mali. Turns out they've been around the whole time. They just have been growing in power in West Africa, and the insurgency started in 2012 under a guy called Iyad Ag-Ghali, who was, before he became radicalized and became a terrorist leader, he used to be a hard drinking, hard smoking rock and roller.
Damn. So he's got charisma. That's...
Back in the day, Iyad Ag-Ghali wrote lyrics for a flamboyant blues rock band from the heart of the Sahara. He jammed with the guys in the group, pounding out the beat on metal jerry cans and frequented West African nightclubs. The name of that band is Tinariwen. And
wait, the band. Okay, so we're just digging into the band.
Yeah, they won a Grammy. Okay.
They won a Grammy?
Yeah.
Grammy-winning Al Qaeda terrorist.
Well, the band isn't terrorist, but one of the guys who is associated with the band is a terrorist.
Was it good?
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Good. He's the singer?
You got to separate the art from the artist,
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, it's the same thing with us. You got to separate the art from the artist.
That's right.
This show is trash, but we're good people.
Oh man. Who are some? Yeah, this guy's he's like Kevin Spacey of. He's like Al Qaeda. If Kevin Spacey was an Al Qaeda, I'd be like, man, I love House of Cards.
They've been fighting since 2012. You might be wondering who they've been fighting against.
I did wonder that. I was just thinking about that.
Obviously, the government of Mali. I don't know. Maybe that's not obvious, but yeah, there's this thing called Operation Barkhane. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right. It's
okay.
It's either Malian or French, but yeah, this was a French operation in Mali. Basically, Mali is in the kind of territory that used to be French colonies. They're in Francafrique, and they
Francafrique.
Yep,
that's pretty cool word.
Yeah,
if we were gonna have some crazy music genre to inspire a terrorist movement, I would definitely consider Francafrique. Go on.
It's what I name all my parties. This is the Francafrique off. Exactly. I guess I shouldn't. I guess I shouldn't invoke Diddy's felonious parties at my parties, but I like to live dangerously.
And that is like a double cultural appropriation, right? It's like
Yeah, no, it's
like,
all bad.
parties are not French, they're not black. It's just a party at Phil's place. Monaco, isn't this like a big fancy car gambling hub? That's what I've like think of. It's like, doesn't James Bond usually
I said
hang out
Bamako.
there?
Bamako.
Oh,
Monaco
Bamako.
is south of France.
Mhm. I knew that. I was just testing you.
Yep.
All right.
Good. Phew, I passed. So, a little awkward, the French sending in soldiers to one of their former colonies. And as it turns out, that was a big reason, at least according to both parties involved, as to why the operation didn't really go very well. Initially, France and its allies saw a lot of success. Within hours of landing in Mali, French soldiers were already in battle, and within a few weeks, they recaptured the central northern cities of Timbuktu and Gao.
Don't tell me that Timbuktu is it's a different Timbuktu that's in southern France.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
This is real Timbuktu. Okay.
It used to be southern France, but that's just how the French treated their colonies. Everywhere is France. Congratulations, you are now Frenchmen. That's what they said in modern day Mali.
Accent.
Yeah, and the snootiness was a factor. The Malian soldiers and government people didn't like the way that the French troops treated them. They said they were condescending and treated them like children. And for the French people's part, this very quickly became unpopular as an Operation France because it was very expensive to keep fighting like a foreign war for sort of unclear reasons to the French people. And also they didn't feel like they were seeing the results they wanted, like they're fighting against all these groups. And then the longer they stayed in West Africa, the mission creep kind of set in, and they found themselves stationed all over in like Niger, Chad, like all over the Sahel. And they just
continent,
go ahead.
Sometimes this place really seems like a bummer, just like all this war and famine. I know that there's a lot. It's a big continent, billion people, lots of great stuff happening there. But man, we only catch the bad news.
I think in news you just get the lowlights anyways. And it's like 100 times worse outside of the U.S. and it's like 1,000 times worse in Africa. Like I had no idea that Al-Qaeda was still around, but apparently this has been a going concern for 20 plus years. So yeah, I hope this is at least mildly interesting to our audience. I got sucked in and now I'm taking you down with me. So what happened? The French left partially because they were done, pressure at home, but also partially because the Malian government wanted them gone and they had a new, better alternative for help. That's right. The infamous Russian based
the Wagner Group
paramilitary. What do you call it? A mercenary group? The Wagner Group stepped in where the French failed. They weren't gonna deal with those, pesky rules of engagement like the French did. Kind of like how Pete Hegseth in America right now is like, yeah, we don't need rules of engagement. Why would we want to have commensurate force and like care about how much violence we're doing in proportion to the violence we're concerned about? No, the Wagner Group came in and they immediately started doing vengeance bombings on cities and villages all over the country, which, as Americans, we're very familiar. What happens when you bomb a bunch of cities to get rid of all the terrorists?
This does kind of sound a lot like Vietnam, just like former French colony. France tried to deal with it for a while. Okay, I mean, I'm not sure that the whole Wagner Group thing fits in perfectly there, but
sure, yeah, the Wagner Group is taking the place of the Americans in this particular conflict.
Right.
Like this is their Vietnam, I suppose.
So presumably to finish the story, then Russia invaded Ukraine and all the Wagner forces went home and all the Malian people are or all the civilians who were being treated like trash by the Malian government are super pissed, and they're more fans of Al Qaeda now, and so now they're taking over, and so now eventually the U.S. is actually gonna end up going there. Because we're not gonna be okay with Al Qaeda controlling this much territory.
I mean, America doesn't let a good Vietnam go to waste, so in July, Rudolph Atala, a Trump administration counterterrorism advisor, visited Mali to offer American assistance. And we still don't have positive or negative feedback, but he did leave without, saying, okay, now we're going to go in, right? So presumably the answer was no from the Malian government at the time. They might change their minds now that the capital is going to get taken over, but never you worry. It may sound like America's not going to war in Mali, but good news, we're already there. Erik Prince is on the scene, the former Blackwater leader, well-connected American defense contractor. He's in contact with the government and is providing assistance. So who knows what sort of mischief America is already up to. Well, private contractors from America are already up to in Mali. I'm sure when it goes catastrophically south, we'll hear more about it again. But yeah, it's a big problem there, and it's getting bigger. Like Al-Qaeda and Islamic State militants are conducting insurgencies across West Africa, everywhere from Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, Benin, Ivory Coast, Togo, Ghana, and the Guinea coast. So yeah. I don't know, like what I mean, it's like bad, but like you don't want like to recreate like another Syria or Iraq or like what?
Yeah, sounds like it's kind of headed this way. I struggle to see the appeal for like joining these groups. I guess these are the wife beaters of Northwest Africa who go join Al Qaeda, but people kind of frustrating.
If you're trying to make the parallel between a Trumpy voter base, like I think it's hard to undersell the appeal of religious zeal if you're going to be a member of like the Islamic State or Al Qaeda. That's got to be a pretty big consideration for you.
I think so. I mean,
you don't think so?
It's like, if it is, it's like, I mean, I do see the similarity where, like, I mean, there's lots of religious zeal that leads to support for Republicans also. Anyway, I don't mean to compare them to, they're not suicide bombing, Republicans aren't suicide bombing. So I don't want to compare them to Al Qaeda.
That's not true.
But
there was a suicide bombing at the beginning of this year. Remember that guy? He used ChatGPT to make explosives, and he rolled a Cybertruck up to the Trump Hotel.
Did he suicide bomb?
Yeah.
Was he in the truck?
He blew it up while he was in there.
Really?
Yeah. He was trying to start a civil war.
Right. So that's one example. It's not like the whole method that's widely used in that.
It didn't really catch on.
Yeah. And let's hope it stays that way. It's very hard for me to fathom the appeal. And like, yeah, you're saying religious zealotry. It's just like, I don't know. Does like an honest read of Islam lead you to this? I don't think so.
I clearly don't have enough information on the motivations of these people, so I'll catch a ride to Bamako and I'll do some on the ground reporting, and I'll come back next week with my findings.
Okay, well, good luck to you. Yeah, it's just frustrating. I don't know. I wonder how.
Government shutdown. I can't. Oh, the airports are closed. Oh no, I'm just gonna have to skip that one. Oops. We'll do it from home. But what if the TSA is doing their work from home? Then maybe I'll be able to go.
That seems possible.
Air traffic control from home? Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the sensors are, they wire.
You're just looking at a computer screen.
Yeah.
It seems like the computer could be anywhere.
Sometimes they actually look out the window, right?
Yeah.
Because they're like, wait, what airplanes where? Maybe, maybe not. If you're an air traffic controller, leave a comment.
I expect to see. How many air traffic controllers are there in America right now? I expect to see at least 10,000 new subscribers this week. All air traffic controllers. Spread the word. You don't have anything to do. You're getting furloughed. Watch InfoHazard instead.
Or do it on maybe don't do it on the job. Just like, yeah.
I won't stand for that. We at InfoHazard have an ironclad rule that we expect people to only watch this at work.
Preferably during a meeting while smiling and nodding. I'm watching it right now.
That's why we're sponsored by Meta AI. We're being watched in the glasses.
All right. Well, should we wrap it up? And next week, Danny will be back, but you're going to be gone.
I will be gone, hopefully. Then again, government shutdown. Who knows if I'll be able to go visit family. So
Yeah.
I might be here with you. We'll see.
All right. Well, till then, here we are, leaving the audience in suspense. Till next time.
Bye.